folks, moving right along. Now we have Abigail Jaden and her speech, Epigenomes.
Has anyone ever heard the expression, this gene pool needs some chlorine? This expression has been used in my family as a joke, but those of you who have heard it before will be happy to discover that science has discovered this is actually possible. I'm not talking about literally adding chlorine, but I am saying you can change your genes, also known as your DNA. If this sounds like new news, let me tell you, it is. It was listed by Time magazine as one of the top 10 discoveries of 2009. Personally, I have always been interested in how the body works and what we can do to improve our physical well-being. When I heard that we can and do make changes to our DNA through our lifestyle choices, I had to know more. So today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what epigenetics is, describe its effects, and see how it's influencing the future of humanity. So to start off, let's define epigenetics. Biology is a field of science under which falls the category of genetics. Under that is the study of DNA, and epigenetics are part of your DNA. According to Science magazine, epigenetics is the study of heritable changes that occur in DNA expression without a change in DNA sequence. So let's find out what this means. This picture of DNA may be familiar to you. DNA is essentially the code that makes up your body. It's inherited from your parents and was thought to be essentially unchangeable. The same DNA is in every single cell, but according to scitechmagazine.com, what makes a brain cell different from a skin cell is in the epigenome. Sound familiar? That's where the word epigenetics comes from. Up until recently, epigenomes were largely considered to be junk DNA because no one had any idea what they did. But these are the little parts that we can and do change with our lifestyle choices. So now that you know what epigenetics is, let's describe its effects. I'm about to tell you a story in which a small change in an epigenome had big impacts on generations. According to a study done by Dr. Lars Olof Bygren, grandchildren of those whose grandparents had either starved for a year of their childhood or feasted for a year of their childhood were living significantly longer or shorter lives. In fact, there was up to a 32-year age gap between the grandchildren of those whose grandparents had starved for a year as opposed to those who had feasted for a year. Want to know who is consistently living longer? The grandchildren of those whose grandparents had starved for a year. This small change in the epigenome is responsible for these massive effects, and the same changes occur when we choose to eat healthy, exercise, or smoke. So how does this work exactly? Well, the DNA itself doesn't change, but epigenomes can be highlighted or dimmed. This is a bit like turning the light on certain epigenomes and turning it off on others, or turning the volume up really loud on some and turning it down so low you can barely hear it on others. So for example, if someone in your family died young from smoking, they were literally dimming the longevity genes in your family line. The good news is that although while you ate as a child will affect your grandkids, you can make changes to your epigenomes during your lifetime by making good lifestyle choices like eating healthy or exercising or just choosing to make decisions like not smoking or quitting. So, as you can imagine, now that we know the massive effects of epigenomes, it means big changes for the future. The future with epigenetics is being developed right now as they're looking for drugs to artificially highlight or dim epigenomes. This could potentially mean dimming the epigenomes that put us at risk for obesity, cancer, diabetes, and any number of inherited diseases, while turning the lights on for epigenomes that would make it say as if we'd worked out our whole lives or ate healthy every single day of the week. While none of these drugs are FDA approved as of yet, our children are likely to know the benefits or detriments of synthetically messing with our genes. So today, I've described to you what the field of epigenetics is, understood its effects, and seen how it's influencing the future of humanity. So the next time you lament your gene pool, just remember, you have the power to change it.